Hi, welcome to Think Human. I'm Chris, and in this video I want to talk about artificial intelligence bias, and this can come out from any kind of system that uses data produced by human beings and translate it into some machine learning system that takes this data and sort of carries over any bias that might be left over from human beings. One really clear example of this would be from one parole algorithm that was made from taking thousands and thousands of legal cases, essentially prisoners coming on the parole checkup, and there was a judge, parole officers looking at them and making judgments. Will these people be let out into the freedom, or will they go back to jail? So this is choice one or the other. And so they took thousands of these kind of cases, looked at every variable, like what happens, like how long the person been in prison, what their job was, how old they are, what's their ethnicity, all of these kind of things. And then they put all this data into a machine learning algorithm that takes all this data and kind of learns based on that. So if you give the system a new inmate, something like that, a new case, then it can make a fresh new choice. And what turned out later was that all this data gathered was inherently biased, and it turned out that the number one deterministic factor, if whether or not a person will be set free or sent back to jail, number one determining factor was if the parole officers had lunch or not. So if they're hungry, if their blood sugar is low, then they're like, no, this guy's an asshole, that guy can't go, no, this is a bad person, they all stay in jail. Once they eat and the blood sugar goes up, they feel good, happier, more relaxed, and they're like, yeah, this guy is reasonable, he can go out, yeah, this guy sounds good too, yeah. This is like fundamentally human biology affecting choices, and I think we can all agree that we don't want this kind of bias carried over to machine systems, because what's the point of making our AI system if it's just as biased as any human being? So we clearly want to separate this bias, and for this AI algorithm to just have the data, facts, and to be kind of quote unquote open-minded about it and just look at the whole picture and make a clear, just choice considering everything, not if the parole officers have eaten or not, but what's the whole situation truly. And this is one example of a bias that was found in the systems, and there are many other like this. Pretty much every place where you take a bunch of data generated by human beings, you will find some kind of bias, whether it's socioeconomic, like how much income a person is earning, what's their race, what's the color of their skin, what their age is, what their gender is. All of these kind of things have tremendous amounts of bias in them, and we do not want to carry over that into machines. So a lot of thought is going into how we separate it. Another issue with AI bias is the researchers themselves, people working on AI. Currently, the majority of people working on AI systems are male. So in an ideal world, we would have an equal half of female researchers and male researchers, so we can have the best of both, the best kind of thinking from females and the best kind of thinking from males. But currently, the kind of fear is that since the majority are male, then some kind of biases, the way that men tend to think, carry over to the machine systems, and we really don't want that. We want it to be an equal mix that has the best of both. So pretty much the point being that any time that we have large amounts of data generated by human beings, we are bound to find some kind of bias in there, whether we want it or not. And we clearly would like the AI system to separate all of that and just look at it clearly how it is. So these are just a few thoughts about AI bias. Not like a huge issue, but we really do want to separate it, especially when we're making systems that make choices about what will happen to human beings. This is what upsets a lot of people. Like, you can't just have some kind of computer program choose if I go to jail or live. Like that, I can absolutely understand, but in the future the hope would be that these systems will have none of the bias that humans have, and it would actually be a better judge than any human could be. So I hope you got some interesting ideas from this video. If you enjoyed the video, if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.